Hi, I'm Jessica Walker and I am a therapist at Viewpoint Center. I also teach these DBT skills groups with your children, and so I'm excited to be teaching you today about distress tolerance. When we are feeling out of control, that we can't manage what's going on, when our stress is, say 1 is the lowest, 10 is the highest, we might be at an 8, 9, even a 10. So this is some pretty intense emotions that are going on. Second word, tolerance. How are we going to tolerate that stress? How are we going to manage the stress that's going on for us? So 3 reasons why is this important to even consider. Why do we need to manage our stress when it's that high? Pain is a part of life and it cannot be avoided. It's going to happen. Your child's here, they're doing a lot of work, they're working hard, and they're still going to come home and have struggles and have stress and be at that 8 out of 10, that 9 out of 10. Us as parents, same thing. We're doing this work, we're doing family therapy session, but things come up. And so we're going to have those stressful moments. So it's very important to work on accepting. We can't avoid that. If you can't deal with your pain, you may act impulsively. So we want to help teach parents how to identify in themselves, in their children, when we're too high, that we can't have that rational conversation in that moment, that we need to step back and take a break. When you act impulsively, you may end up hurting yourself, hurting someone else, or not getting what you want. One thing I really want to emphasize is that the goal of distress tolerance is not that we take, say I'm going to use level 8 again, so say we're at an 8, we're not trying to get down to a 1 or a 2. Distress tolerance is that it doesn't get worse. So we don't go, say, from an 8 to a 12, because that's typically what has happened. That's what got the family dynamics into this situation where we couldn't manage anymore. It went out of control. So distress tolerance skills are working if you're at 8, 9, 10, and you keep it there. It doesn't get worse. We're going to focus on activities, contributing, comparisons, emotions, pushing away, thoughts, and sensations. So I'm going to go over a whole bunch of skills here. Now, you're not going to use every single one of them, but we will be able to create a toolbox that you can pick from these different options, where you can recognize in yourself as a parent, hey, I'm starting to get heated here. What can I do? I'm going to go to my accepts. So activities. That's simple right there. Do an activity. Play a game. Go out. Distract yourself from what is going on in the moment. The next one, contributing. Service. Give back to others. Give back to someone else. Does a neighbor need something? If it's your child, look and say, hey, brother and sister, maybe they need some help. Emotions. Change those emotions. If you're angry, if you're frustrated, we're going to try to do the opposite of that. Do the opposite of that intense emotion that's going on in that moment. Pushing away. This might be where we picture taking that emotion, putting it in a box, putting it on a shelf. Now we're not putting it there forever, so it gets dusty and we never come back to that emotion. We have to address it somehow, right? But right now, it is just not making it worse. That's our focus. So we can either put it in a box, put it on a shelf, put it away for a second. If it helps you to think, oh, I'm going to put this emotion on a cloud, watch it go by, you can do that also. Whatever imagery you like that helps you think, I'm going to put this away. Now, thoughts. We're going to change our thoughts. Okay, if you're just sitting there and perseverating and focusing over and over in your head how frustrated you are with your child, or if your child is just ruminating over and over and you can hear that, help them change their thoughts. Hey, let's think about something else for a second. Let's think about maybe their favorite game, or maybe their favorite sport, or if they like Xbox games, hey, tell me about the new Xbox game that's coming out. Anything to help switch their thoughts. And then sensations, the last acronym for accepts. Sensations. So this is where we're going to focus on touch. So, hey, do you just need a hug? And some kids may say absolutely not. So maybe that's not your kid, and that's okay. So then it could be, hey, can I just tickle your arm? That distracts from those emotions that we feel. We move it from emotions to our physical. Or it could be simply, here's a heat pad. Here's an ice pack. Here's something to help them have a different sensation. Or maybe petting a dog, petting an animal. So typically there's 5 senses, but DBT, distress tolerance, we're saying there's 6, okay? So vision. We're gonna look at something pretty. Okay, look at a sunset, look at a sunrise, look at a pretty book, look at the mountains, look at the ocean, whatever scenery you may have around you. Hearing, listen to music. We know our teenagers love to listen to music, and we use that a lot. Listening to something different. Or it could be, say, a book on tape. That could be an option for hearing. Smell. Smelling a candle. Smelling cookies. Smelling bread. Stop by a bakery. You're arguing in the car. Things are getting intense. Hey, there's a bakery. Let's go smell. Let's go smell that. Stop and smell the roses. We hear that phrase, right? Here it comes up again in distress tolerance. So stop and smell the roses. Taste. Eat that cookie, taste that bread, ice cream, taste your favorite ice cream. Now this one they do say don't go overboard, don't indulge too much in those tastes, filling your body with all that junk food, but give yourself a little bit, help distract from those emotions. Then the next one we're looking at is going to be touch. So we talked about this with accepts, we're talking about sensations. Here it is again in self-soothe with 6 senses. So again, hey, do you just need a hug? If they don't, that's okay. Back off. Offer them heat pack, ice pack, an animal, pets, if they want to feel that, or if there's a blanket, or if there's just anything that might have a different type of texture. Then our last one, here's our 6th sense, is movement. Get up and move. Okay? Burpees. You'll see me doing burpees with the kids in the hall all the time. Practice that. Mom and Dad, you guys can practice that. Do your sit-ups, your push-ups. Get your body moving. Get your body moving. When we're able to, again, distract from those emotions with a physical sensation or physical movement, that can help either lower the distress, or if we need to, just keep it at an 8. Look, let's just keep it at an 8. Let's not let it get to a 9 or a 10. That means it's working. That's just fine. So here's your next acronym. IMPROVE. So imagery. We're gonna look at something. Now this is similar again to self-soothe with 6 senses, but we want to throw so many skills at you that you will have a big list to choose from. When your kids say that doesn't work, you get to keep going and say, well, guess what? What about improve the moment? Remember what's imagery. So maybe watch a movie. There's nothing wrong with that. Saying, look, let's just take a break, watch a movie, we can come back to this topic. Meaning, look for understanding in what's going on. Hey, what could be the purpose of this? What's the purpose of our family going through this right now at this moment? What's the purpose of this really hard situation that's going on? Prayer. Now this is okay if you don't believe in, say, God, but a higher power. There's power in turning things over to what you believe as a higher power. Could be God, could be higher power. Either one of those is just fine. And there's power in saying, let's turn this over and let this go to someone else. Because sometimes it's too much and we can't handle that. Our next one is going to be relaxation. Have a quiet space, maybe quiet music. Sound machines are really good to just have that white noise in the back, some distraction where you get to focus on something else that is relaxing, quiet, relaxing music. The next one is one thing in the moment. So we can be heated about one thing, and then all of a sudden we're bringing up what happened yesterday, what happened 2 days ago, what happened 3 weeks ago, even last year, and it all gets brought up. So now we're throwing everything out on the table again. So there's time to go over all those different things, but it's very important when our stress is very high that we focus on one thing in that moment. So either as parents, catch yourself, recognizing that you're starting to bring up all these old concerns that you have with your child, or catch your child, say, hey, I hear that you're frustrated about ABC, but right now we're just going to focus on one thing, and we'll get to these other things. We'll get to it. Sometimes you need to take a break. Sometimes it's okay to put it on pause. The problems that are going on, that high stress, those negative dynamics, they will still be there. I guarantee that. I can speak to that from my own personal life. Even though I'm teaching these skills here, it's hard. And it doesn't always come naturally, and it will take time. So sometimes we need to just say, we're gonna put this on pause and we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a break because when we come back, it's still gonna be there. The issue will still be there, but we will be able to handle the discussion that is going on. We'll be able to manage those emotions a little bit better because hopefully we either kept them at an 8, right? Or maybe they go down if we're able to take a break and have a couple of days of break. Remember, in DBT assumptions, people are doing their best. Everyone is doing their best and you cannot fail in DBT. This is really important to remember because we can get very hard on ourselves. We think, oh, my child's been in treatment for this long. We've been doing this X amount of family therapy and we're still struggling. We're still struggling. That's okay. These things are hard and it can take years to break those negative family dynamics that have been going on. So stay positive, focus on what is working and continue with that.